Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. I am about to go live also on Facebook. And we're going to get started on our homework help for tonight. I know that a lot of you are probably done with your semester if you're in college, or you're getting ready for, and that's cool. I know that some of you probably are taking, um, just go live. Hello, hello. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I know that a lot of you are probably done with your semester if you were in college taking algebra or any type of math class. Just going to refresh my screen and make sure I'm live and share my groups. Just to let you know, I am um, taking questions. So if you have one, go ahead and ask in the comment section of this video. This G. Homework. Okay. KOG stands for knowledge over grades. If you have not already liked my page, Knowledge Over Grades, go ahead and like it. Um, and I have a group that I produce helpful content for those taking math classes and for those who are maybe have children who are taking math that need extra help. So it'd be great if you could um, have them join the group or join the group. The group is called KOG Math Achievers Club. KOG Math Achievers Club. I just shared it in the club, and I'm about to share it on my page. And what I'm gonna go over today is um, literal equations. And I don't think I did any of that all semester. Pause. Let me turn my heater off because it's about to get hot. I always get hot when I do a live session. Um, yeah. So one thing I wanted to start off on is I am launching an online membership program for students who are in college taking an algebra class, in high school taking an algebra class, studying for your GED or your whatever type of test you're taking for work or maybe to your GMAT or whatever. It's a online program for students who are working towards getting past the algebra hump. And I know that a lot of people really get stuck with the algebra, and that's what I focus on. Somebody asked me today on Instagram because I and on my I post on my Facebook stories also, but the person asked me on Instagram why I post about like basic math skills. Like I posted about fractions because that's what we were working on with my student. One reason is because the student is in middle school. The second reason is because a lot of people get tripped up on the basic skills. When they are at the higher levels, some of the basic skills are not mastered yet, which stops them or halts them from moving forward and from understanding. And um, that's not helpful. I'm sorry. And that's not helpful. Hello. Hey, Carla. Thanks for joining. And it's not helpful. Hey, Laquita. Thank you. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the comments. And that's not helpful. When you don't know your basics, it's hard for you to get past the algebra. So that's why I'm always talking about the basic concepts of mathematics. So I wanted to go over some literal equations. Literal equations. So regular algebraic equations, but they have either no or a few numbers in them. The rest of it is just all variables. So you may see something that says 4b, right? And you have a equation bh. And again, this is just something that I want to go over. If you have something that you want to ask me, please don't hesitate to ask because this is for you. But sometimes when I go on, I don't get anybody who has a question, but they're interested in the topic that I'm talking about. And there you go. So also, if you're able to, please share this video with your friends and family who need help. Tag a person who needs help. Even if they're done this semester, maybe they know somebody else who needs help, or maybe they got to take the class again because that happens a lot. Sometimes we don't make it through the algebra class we're in, and we gotta fail it and take it again. It happens, and that's why I'm providing this program to help you guys um, get through it the second time for the last time. All right. So we want to solve for B. We're going to act like these are numbers, and we're going to use opposite operations. So the question is, what's happening to B? And to happening to it. What are we doing? Well, I see that B and H are smashed together. B is being smashed into H. What does that mean? That means that they're being multiplied together. So that's an example of invisible math. Invisible math. You don't see, it's not evident that B and H are being multiplied together, but they are. So since they're being multiplied together, we want to undo it. It's like getting whatever it is that undoes crazy glue, that like dissolves it. We want to undo this multiplication because they're glued together right now. We want to dissolve that glue. So we use the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we don't divide by h. No, we just divide by h because that's what we want to that's what we want to move away from b. And if we divide by h on one side, on the other side also. Cancel that out because h divided by h is 1. And is 1, right? And what's left on the other side is e divided by h. You could, that's it. Like, we're done. Yes, you're done. A and H cannot be simplified. You can't find a factor of A and H. That's just how it's going to look. It's going to look messy when you're doing literal equations, but that's okay as long as you have the an intended variable isolated on one side. Then that's what you're going for, and that's all you need to do. That's where you're finished. So, okay, that was one step. That's called a one-step equation. Let's try another one. I'm going to just clear the screen right now. And we're going to do D equals RT. And this is actually a physics equation. Distance equals rate times time. So sometimes you got to find out what time is. Let me write that down. This, let me go back. D equals distance and T. Okay? So we want to solve for R. All right, we want to solve for rate. So just like before, what is happening to R? What's happening to it? R is being smashed together next to T, which means multiplication. There's multiplication in between these two. So we do the opposite of multiplication, which is divide. And we want to leave the R because R is what we're solving for. R is what we're isolating. We want to divide by T on both sides. When we do what we do on one side, we have to do to the other side. We have to balance out the equation. It's like a set of scales. You put a rock on one side of the scale, you got to put the same size and weight rock on the other side of the scale in order to balance it out. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Algebra is actually an Arabic name, an Arabic word. Um, I forgot how to pronounce it. Um, I learned it in history. D over T, but it means balancing. So R rate equals distance over time. Okay, cool. Now, what if we were and say I wanted to solve for T? Say we were given over T. Let's do this. R equals D over T. And we want to solve for T. Wow. T is in the denominator of this equation. What can we do? Well, D is being divided by T. That's different than before when we were dealing with multiplication. Now we're dealing with division and we got to undo the division. So how do you undo division? You multiply. Multiplication undoes division. So I know this sounds strange because we're not, T isn't going to be isolated right away, but it's okay. We're going to take 2 steps in order to isolate T. So let me make a bigger area. We have D divided by T of, okay, so what we need to do is, like we said, D is divided by T, so we want to multiply by T on both sides in order to cancel out the T. Now let me tell you here. We got D, we're multiplying by T, but we're really multiplying 1 because we're multiplying a fraction by we're multiplying a fraction by a whole number. Really what's happening. Well, it looks like a whole number. T looks like a whole number. Multiplying a fraction by a whole number, but in order to simplify this, we can turn this whole number T into a fraction by writing it over 1. And T over 1 is a fraction, right? T divided by 1 is just T. It's the same thing. So let me write the other side again. So let's do this multiplication. When we multiply across the top and straight across the bottom. So D times T is just D times 1 is 1 is T. That's what I just said. So now what we can do is just like before. Remember we had RT up here? T divided by T. We just canceled out the T's. We got DT divided by T. We can cancel out the T. I'm up here. So R equals, the T's cancel because T divided by T is 1 and we just left with D. How about that? We got our original equation. D equals R times T. But we want to solve for T. So we have to divide by R because T is being multiplied to R. So we got to do the opposite, which is divide by R. Well, if it equals dr. I mean D over R. For time. Time equals distance divided by rate. That gives us time. Anybody ask any questions? Because I wasn't even looking at the screen. This is cool, said Virginia. Yay. Thanks. Thanks for watching, Virginia. And Laquita's still watching. Awesome. Amica came by. Ann came by. Latanya came by. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Okay, we're going to do some more. I'm going to do a little bit more difficult problems. So, we're solving for W. So, solve E equals 2L plus 2W. So that means we want to isolate W by itself on one side of the equation. So let's figure out what we need to do. First of all, this is the equation for perimeter. If we have got a box and we want to find the perimeter of this figure, here's L. L is length. Length is on top too. And side and width is on the other side. So we got two widths and we have two lengths. If we add them all together, we get the perimeter, right? Okay, here are your two L's, your two lengths, and here are your two widths, and we're adding them. So that's what that is. That's the, and we want to solve for width. So we want to figure out what width is. And you won't believe the amount of people that get stuck on this type of problem because of literal equations. This is an example of literal equations that just seems a little bit difficult to see, to understand, but it's really easy. Once you figure out what's what and what goes where and try to put the variables in a figure or a diagram, that helps you to see it more clearly and to see what you're actually doing and solving for. So we're solving for W, solving for width. Let's say they gave us L, right? We want to know what the width is because we know what the length is. The width is the last thing. So like I said, we got to isolate W. What's happening to W? What's up, Army? Thanks for the little princess, little princess figures. So let's say the W is locked away and we want to release it. So what's the first thing happening to W? Well, it's being multiplied to 2. First thing happening in W is being multiplied to 2. So I'm gonna draw on this this little dungeon that W is in, multiplied to 2. What's the next thing happening to W? Being multiplied to 2, and also 2L is being added to it. So it's plus 2L being added to it. Okay, that's it. That's all the locks that are on W. We want to get the key to unlock them. So we can't unlock times 2 before we unlock plus 2L, right? Because it's inside. It's like W is being double locked away. So we need to get a key. What's the key to unlock plus 2L? Well, we got to get the opposite of plus 2L, which is minus 2L. So real quick. Is that, oh, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so my key is minus 2L. That goes first lock. So if we minus 2L, here's what happened. We're going to have P, P, these cancel, 2L minus 2L is 0. And then we're just left with 2W. Okay, so we unlocked plus 2L. Let's get our next key and unlock times 2. We need the opposite of times 2, which is 2. So we divide by 2 on both sides. 1, and we're just left with, and the answer is PW. That is the answer. That's the answer. Hey, everybody who's watching, awesome. Please give me a wave, a heart. Go ahead and share this video if you are able to. I was supposed to share this video somewhere else too. 1 second. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're understanding this, let me know. I would appreciate it. Thanks for the hearts, Laquita. Just had to share it real quick. And if you guys, once again, I'm doing the membership program. So I'm doing a webinar, which is also the workshop that I'm talking about in the comment section of this, the description of this video. So I'm going to be talking about 5 essentials you need to pass algebra so that you are successful in algebra. So please go ahead and sign up for that. That'll be very helpful for you so that you can accomplish your goals, your algebra goals. So let's do one more. Let us do one more. Might do a few more. So we have we're solving for Q equals D plus D over. Okay, I don't even know what this means. Like I was able to tell you that the last one meant parameter. I don't know what this one means. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. But we're solving for D. And where's D? D is what is happening to D. A lot. Let's lock. Make it a little bigger. Okay, so the first lock. So the first thing happening to D is that it's being added. C is being added to it. So we're going to, C is being added to it. Well, it's being divided by 2. So some people divided by 2 first, but we can't say that as the first thing because the whole numerator is being divided by 2. The numerator is C plus D. So the whole numerator is being divided by 2. So once we divided by 2. So we're not able to just say that D is being divided by 2 because it's connected to the C by addition. Okay, so those are the 2 things happening to D. We want to undo those things with a lock. So lock. It looks funny, but that's all I can do for right now. What operation or what lock are we going to use to undo? Hey Alexa, to undo divided by 2. The opposite operation for divided by 2 is times 2. And are we going to use to plus C? That is going to be minus C. All right, we got to do times 2 first. All right. So we got to do times 2 first. So we're going to, since this is a fraction, times it by 2, but we're going to write 2 in the form of a fraction by writing it as 2 over 1. Okay, and remember, we have to write times 2 on both sides. The other side is not a fraction. We can just write times 2. You don't have to write 2 as a fraction on the other side. Okay, so we got 2q, and we got c over times 2. So what I'm going to do is, like I said before, we can together, the tops together and the bottoms together. So we got 2 times c plus d. I'm going to write it as c plus d in parentheses and put 2 on the outside. C plus d. Usually when you're multiplying things together, you put the dot. And if you're multiplying a number, oh sorry, what I wanted to say was when you're multiplying a number by a enclosed parenthesis quantity, you put the number in front of those parentheses. So, and the reason why I put it in parentheses is because if we just wrote 2 c, that's only 2 times c, but it's actually, that's why we got to put it in parentheses. Now, what we're able to do is divide by 2 because 2 is a factor. So 2 is a factor of 2 times c plus d. So we're able to cancel out these 2's by dividing. So 2 divided by 2 gives us 1, and we got 1 times just c plus d equals, okay. So we undid this first lock. Now we got to undo the second lock, which is plus c. We got to unlock it by doing minus c. C on both sides. And c minus c is 0 plus d. And we got 2q minus 2 minus c. D equals 2q minus c. Now, one thing I want to bring out, I just noticed this, is you could